I won in 2 weeks. I won. After shouting this, now the tone of Donald Trump seems somewhat changed. Now he is upset about the fact that no one is coming forward to help America. He has even come down to giving threats that if you do not help us, then I will deal with you later. And not only that, he is even talking about hanging the media in his own country, because several American media outlets exposed Trump's defeat, which Trump is calling an act of treason. But on one side, where you will see Trump mumbling and restless, on the other side, Israel is quietly continuing its work. It is not feeling any special anxiety. While the eyes of the world are fixed on Iran, at the same time in Lebanon, a Gaza Part 2 is going on. Millions of people are being displaced from their homes. Banned chemicals like white phosphorus are being used on people. If you look at the behavior of America and Israel in this war, then you will find a sharp contrast. America entered this war at Israel's request, out of greed for oil and to establish its dominance. But Israel's endgame is neither oil, nor capturing Iran, nor promoting American dominance. It is playing a completely different game, and it is playing this game very skillfully. For Israel, this is a religious war between Jews and Muslims, and at the center of this war is Jerusalem, which is considered one of the holiest places in the world. In this religious war, you will find many American politicians standing in support of Israel. Like Trump's close ally Lindsey Graham, it seems as if he works only for Israel. For him, Israel's victory is more important than his own country. This is a religious war. We are at the end of radical Islamic terrorism.
The reason why the miracle of the reestablishment of the temple on the Temple Mount is not possible. I don't know how it would happen. You don't know how it would happen, but I know that it could happen.
Kill all. Such statements were given before the war by Graham. By the way, allegations have also been made that he played an important role in dragging Trump into this war, and that he even received training for this in Israel. And not only this, the current United States Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, have you heard his 2018 statement? During an event in Jerusalem, he said that there is no reason why a temple cannot be rebuilt on the Temple Mount. I don't know how it would happen, but I know it will. Here Hegseth is talking about the Jewish Third Temple, a biblical prophecy that holds great importance for many Jews. But at the place where the first and second Jewish temples once stood, today stands Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is considered the third holiest site in Islam. The matter is not just about building a temple. Just 1 week before the U.S.-Israel attack on Iran, when America's ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, was asked whether he supports Israel's claim that the land from the Nile River to the Euphrates River should be under Israel's control, he replied that according to the Bible, this land was given to Israel. Such a statement directly points toward Greater Israel. But Greater Israel is not just a Zionist imagination. It is not just an intention. It is an active project on which Benjamin Netanyahu has been working for years. The attack on Iran, the massacre in Gaza, the occupation in Lebanon, the terror in the West Bank, all of these are living parts of this project. So if you want to fully understand the Iran war, you will have to understand Israel's intentions. You will have to understand the long game. What exactly is this Greater Israel? Does it really get mentioned in the Bible? What is this prophecy of the Third Temple? Why can Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque become the center of a Jews versus Muslims conflict? Is this really becoming a religious war? And how has Israel been quietly working on this project? The concept of Greater Israel was first explored by Theodore Herzl, who is also called a father of political Zionism. The most expansionist version of this idea is found in a verse of the book of Genesis. According to this verse, God made an agreement with Abraham, promising that his descendants will be given land from the Nile River to the Euphrates River. From Nile to Euphrates.
זה הוויז'ן שלי, זה אחד הדברים שחלמתי עליהם, מפת הארץ המובטחת.
יפה.
הגיע הזמן, קוראים לזה ירושלם. אני לא נותן את זה לך.
תודה רבה.
אתה מתחבר לחזון?
מאוד.
Today this region includes Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, along with Syria, Iraq, Egypt, and some important parts of Saudi Arabia. Among Abraham's descendants are the Jewish people, because the tribes of Israel are considered descendants of his son Isaac. But according to this, the descendants of his other son Ishmael are also included, meaning Arabs, since Ishmael is considered the forefather of Arabs. But most Jews consider this land to be their right. Modern Israel came into existence in 1948 from a British mandate for Palestine. After the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, Israel captured most of the territory. In 1967, Israel defeated Arab forces and captured the West Bank, Gaza, Egypt's Sinai Peninsula, and Syria's Golan Heights in the Six-Day War. Since then, Israel has maintained control over these lands, except Sinai, which was returned in 1982. At the center of this issue is Jerusalem. Jews believe that the first temple, built by King Solomon, and the second temple once stood here. Both were destroyed in history. Today, the Al-Aqsa complex stands there. Nearby is the Western Wall, the remaining part of the Second Temple. For Muslims, this is a place from where Prophet Muhammad ascended to the heavens. For many Jews, this is where the Third Temple should be built. For decades, this place has been governed under an international arrangement giving it Islamic religious status. However, despite opposition from mainstream Jewish leaders, support for building the Third Temple by removing Al-Aqsa has been growing in some religious and political circles. This conflict is not just religious, it is political too. Some Christians believe that building the Third Temple will lead to the return of Jesus. Others see political benefits. When territorial expansion and religious prophecy overlap, wars become even more complicated.
Protect their own territory because it is their territory, and they should come and they should help us. Maybe we shouldn't even be there alone because we don't need it. We have a lot of oil.
Their effects are not limited to one region or one generation. They can last for decades or even centuries. Jerusalem and Al-Aqsa are not just pieces of land. They are the center of faith, identity, and history. If this truly becomes a religious war, its outcome will shape not only the future of the Middle East, but also global politics and stability. Can this be stopped? Possibly, but it is difficult. For that, the American public will have to awaken and understand how their country is being used. Difficult, but not impossible.
We are working against Iran in many ways and in ways that would be revealed at a later stage. And I can say that Israel is much stronger, much greater than it has been in the past. We need to recognize this. And I believe we all recognize the fact that we will reach to the kingdom. We will make it to the return of the Messiah. But this will not happen next Thursday.
I'm sick of all these Christians saying we ought to have peace with Islam. Islam is a satanic death cult, and they would cut your head off before I said amen in this sermon if they had a chance to. What they ought to do is evacuate up there on the hill and get a great big missile and blow that wicked dome of the rock plumb off of the spot where it's standing right now so we can get that third temple rebuilt and usher in the coming of Jesus.
What we're facing right now is a moment of decision that will set the course of the future of the Mideast for 1,000 years.
Are increasing the status of Israel as superpower more than ever. Our threats come and go, but when we become a regional superpower, and in many respects a global superpower, we have the power to push away threats and ensure our future.